Your boss won't listen to you. Your spouse doesn't listen to you. Your kids barely know you're alive. But here at The Fan, we love and appreciate you.
Just when we learn to appreciate what a huge wussy you are.
This is the show for the people, by the people. It's The Fan Call-In Show.
Presented by the ESPN Bet Sportsbook inside Hollywood Casino Columbus.
Here are the leaders of the Lunatic Fringe, Scotty Vegas and Ryan Baker.
Good Sunday morning. It is your show. It's the Fan Call-In Show. Glad to have you along. 614-821-9710 is the number. We've got some tickets to the Pro Football Hall of Fame to give away this hour to some of our favorite callers. But, Scotty, I got to tell you, I'm a little nervous this morning.
Ooh.
I'm not really sure what there is to talk about. What are the people going to want to talk about today?
Yeah, maybe we talk about this Big Ten 24-28 team playoff deal. We could really get a good deep dive into that.
You don't want to get me really angry this morning,
I
do
really
you?
do. I love an angry Ryan Baker. It's my favorite Ryan Baker. But yeah, I mean, absolutely. So obviously the news came out on Friday about the punishments for Michigan. And can I just say, thank goodness we're going to get this behind us at this point. It feels like it's been going on and on and on. And finally it came out. I thought it was absolutely ridiculous, the punishments. I think there should have been a 1-year postseason ban. That to me is what should have been the punishment. The fine to me is absolutely meaningless. With the amount of money that Michigan made off of winning that national championship and the amount of money that they get in the TV deal, all that stuff, the fine is irrelevant. I thought the suspension is silly. I know the NCAA has made the case of, we don't want to punish people that are no longer involved or that are no longer at the university. Well, the head coach is completely involved in the entire scandal. Sharon Moore, and they gave him a 1-game additional suspension. I thought it was absolutely ridiculous. I'm angry about the whole thing. I am, but I'm also happy it's over.
Real quick, while you're talking about Sharon Moore,
yeah,
he was given a 2-year show clause. He's still coaching.
Stupid. Just stupid.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
Does Michigan have to show that do they have to prove that he's capable of coaching their team the next 2 years? I don't get it. Is he going anywhere? I don't understand that part of it. And listen, I've got to be consistent. I was done with this, whatever day that was in 23 when Ohio State lost on the field to them. Because if they had your signs at that point, that's shame on you because you should have totally redone all of them. So if you lost in 23, and I don't think they did, I think that Michigan team was a really good team. And they probably were the best team in the country that year that they won the national championship. Now, maybe things were going on early in the year that weren't on the up and up, but I think towards the end of the year, and especially in that Ohio State game, if Ohio State didn't have totally changed, revamped signs for that game, shame on them. So when Ohio State didn't beat them in 23, I was pretty much done with this. It was a little disappointing, even though I didn't think Michigan was going to get anything out of this. When it officially came down on Friday, as a Buckeye fan, you're like, you were hoping that maybe they would get something. But to me, now, I'm with you. It's in the rearview mirror. Let's go beat their ass at the end of November.
Yeah. And we are taking your calls. 614-821-9710. We got a couple on the line already. One last thing from us. This show is your show. All right. This entire hour, you get to rant. You can make your opinions, whatever you want to do. We do have passes to the Pro Football Hall of Fame to give out to some of the most passionate calls that we get today. Again, the number 614-821-9710. But just putting this out there, what do you absolutely think the punishment should have been? For me, that punishment should have been a 1-year postseason ban. I don't care about the suspension. I don't care about the fine. I think that's what the appropriate punishment should have been. And again, I don't believe in actually taking wins away or taking the national championship away. I saw it. That happened. They may have cheated to do it, but it's there. We saw it. For me, the punishment should have been a 1-year postseason ban. Let's get your punishment and then get to the calls.
I would have done a year or 2 postseason ban, and then I would have done roster restrictions. If you want to hurt them, that's how I would do it. Like, they're going to set the roster number at 105 here moving forward. I know they're grandfathering things in, but then I would have roster restriction. I don't think you can do scholarship restrictions anymore because of the NIL and everything, but I would have done roster restrictions. I saw that we had Mike. It looks like we're getting him back on the line right now. So let's go to Gino first. Gino, good morning. You're on the Fan Call-In Show. What do you got for us, Gino?
Hey, good morning, guys. I remember hearing a story about this little kid. He asked his grandfather, he said, "Grandpa, why don't you hate this person for what he's done to you?" And his reply was he didn't want to be chained to it. So that's kind of how I feel about the Michigan thing. I don't really, it's over with. I don't want to be chained to it. But what I want to say is I think Clemson wins the national championship this year, and I think Ohio State wins the Big Ten. So what do you guys think?
Gino, I think those are good predictions, and we're both on Clemson as well as far as having a great year. I have Clemson to win the ACC at plus 105. Ryan, however, even more aggressive, you have Clemson to win the national championship in a bet as well.
Yeah, and I actually have a couple nice little championship parlays where Clemson is the last leg here. So I'm hoping they get off to a really good start, and maybe I can get some cash outs here. We've talked about them. One was Scotty Scheffler winning the PGA, the Oklahoma City Thunder winning the NBA championship, the Florida Panthers winning the Stanley Cup championship, and then the other one is Scotty, the Florida Panthers, and Clemson. So
off to a good start.
I've got a couple there with Clemson. Listen, I've been high on Clemson all offseason. I love what they return. Dabo is adapting some, and we already know that Dabo is a national championship winning coach. So I am high on Clemson as well. Let's head back out to those phone lines. Let's go to Craig. Craig, good morning. Thanks for calling the Fan Call-In Show.
Good morning, guys. I've got 2 questions for you guys. First one is, what do you think the probability is that Ohio State will play Penn State 3 times this season? And my second one is I look at week 1, it looks like 3 big games, LSU, Clemson, Notre Dame, Miami, and of course, Texas, Ohio State. Which one do you think is going to have the most impact on the season at the end of the year?
Well, look, first off, great questions. We're going to hook you up with a pair of passes to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So Nate is going to go ahead and get your information there. I like that you brought up the OSU Penn State 3 times thing, because it's something that when we first talked about this 12-team playoff, and initially we were saying, okay, could Ohio State and Michigan potentially play 3 times, which could still happen, right? But I think there's a decent probability of it, because I think OSU, Penn State, to me, are the 2 teams most likely that could see each other in the Big Ten championship. I think those are the 2 best teams. I think Penn State's going to beat Oregon. I think Ohio State's going to beat Penn State in the regular season. So I could see both teams playing in Indy. And then you're talking about matching up in the 12-team playoff. So it wouldn't shock me at all if we see 3 Ohio State-Penn State games.
It's interesting. That never crossed my mind until literally while you and Dave were wrapping up on the money. I was in there just looking at some things on the computer, and I was looking at 11 Warriors, and they did their picks for the year as far as who would win all the conferences, who would be the teams in the playoff, who would win the Heisman. And one of the last guys in the article, his picks, he had Penn State and Ohio State in the national championship game. And he mentioned he thought it was going to be the 3rd time that they played this year. And it was just like, wow. And you're right. We've talked about that with Michigan before, how Ohio State could possibly wrap up the season with them, play them in the Big Ten championship the next week, and then get them in a playoff. I would think, and again, past history has nothing to do with this season. I would think James Franklin would not like that at all, playing Ohio State 3 times in a year, because he hasn't had much success against Ohio State. But this Penn State team is loaded for bear. It's very interesting. His other question, talking about those 3 games at the beginning of the year, I think the one that might have the most effect on what we see at the end of the year is that Miami-Notre Dame game, because I think those 2 might be teams that are fighting to get in the college football playoff. I think Ohio State, Texas, whoever loses that game, as long as they go out and take care of business, they're fine. I kind of feel the same way. I'm definitely about Clemson, not as much for LSU, but if Clemson loses that game, their path to get to a college football playoff is pretty easy. Miami and Notre Dame, though, I feel those are teams that are going to be battling for some of those final spots. So I think that game in week number 1 for both of those schools is pretty important.
You know, and we've talked about this. You and I have talked about this as far as betting Clemson goes. And that initial game, first game where you got LSU and Clemson, I'm extremely excited about it, right? Because we have two teams that have quarterbacks that are returning.
Heisman Trophy candidates.
Favorites, right?
Yeah.
Like they're top 5 in the Heisman Trophy odds, those guys. And so I'm excited for that game. It's the Saturday night game. The great thing is we've got Ohio State and Texas at noon. We don't love that it's noon, but at least, you know, it kind of clears the day that we can get home, watch LSU Clemson, and that's a heck of a night game on Saturday night. But then the great thing is on Sunday night, we get another blockbuster with Notre Dame and Miami. So that week 1 is spectacular. Now, to answer the question, like that LSU Clemson game, to me, if Clemson loses that first game, that is when I would jump in on Clemson as far as their national championship odds. Because if I think they're going to win the ACC, okay, and losing to LSU wouldn't change that fact. And so you would see right now they're sitting there at 9-1 to win it all. I think if you lose to LSU, that's probably 15-16-1, and that's when there's serious value.
Yeah, and, you know, a lot of people obviously jumped in on them when they saw 20-1, kind of like I did as well. It's still good value at 9-1 for them, I believe, to win the national championship. But yeah, if they lose that might be the time, because if you remember, they lost in the opener last year to Georgia, and it didn't look good at all. But then they were able to play well the rest of the way and get in that college football playoff. 614-821-9710 is the number to call. What do you think about the Michigan punishment or lack thereof? How about the Ohio State captains that got named yesterday for the upcoming season? Will Ryan Day name a starter on Monday? We've also got some good comments in the YouTube chat that we will get to coming up next. But Nate, see you're on the line. You will be next when we get back after this break. It's the Fan Call-In Show on The Fan.
The sound of Paul Keels calling a Buckeye game is erotic.
Oh, yes.
Your home of the Buckeyes, The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Central Ohio contractors and homeowners, tired of overpriced, low-quality cabinets? Well, it's time to upgrade your cabinet game. 3D Cabinetry is your go-to for fast, hassle-free service and cabinets you can trust from order to install. 3D Cabinetry delivers fully assembled all-wood affordable cabinets. No delays, no stress. Just quality craftsmanship delivered on time every time. Get started with your free consultation today at 3dcabinetry.net. That's 3dcabinetry.net, where quality meets affordability and reliability.
Hi, welcome to IKEA. Hi, I'm in a whirlwind of college prep. Gotcha. We've got affordable solutions to create the perfect college living space. Great. And visit our website to see how verified college students with an IKEA family account can receive a one-time use 15% off coupon.
Nice. You guys think of everything.
Pretty much. Offer ends 9/30/25. Valid ID required. Discount applied proportionally across items purchased as shown on receipt. See IKEA-USA.com/ready-for-college for complete terms.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. Looking for a bottle of the best blended whiskey in America? Well, look no further than High Bank Distillery Co. Their Whiskey War Barrel Proof won this prestigious title at the San Francisco World Spirits Competition. That's the most prestigious spirits competition in the world. From their classic Whiskey War to Double Oak to my personal favorite, the Cigar Cask, there is something for everyone. Find a bottle near you and learn more at highbankdistillery.com. Drink the best, forget the rest.
The season may be winding down, but there's still time to make the most of Buckeye Lake. At Buckeye Lake Marina, we have year-end deals on boats, accessories, and more to get you ready for next year's adventures. The Buckeye Lake Marina staff is there to help you find the perfect boat at unbeatable prices. Buckeye Lake Marina has a long list of satisfied customers, and you want to be the next. Don't wait. Sail into savings at Buckeye Lake Marina before the year ends and find the boat that's just right for you. Visit BuckeyeLakeMarina.com for more.
This is This Date in Reds Baseball with team historian Greg Rhodes.
The Reds played the Mets in New York on this August 17th in 1973 and won the game when pinch hitter Hal King hit a home run in the 10th inning. But there was another home run in that game that made history, as it turned out, and that home run was hit by Willie Mays, and it proved to be the final home run in Mays' long career. It came in the 4th inning off Reds starter Don Gullett and was number 660 for Willie. At age 42, Mays was definitely slowing down. He only appeared in 12 more games that season, and that home run off Gullett proved to be his last. 660 home runs for the Say-Hey Kid. His final home run against the Reds this August 17, 1973. This date in Reds baseball.
This Date in Reds Baseball is brought to you by the Cincinnati Reds Hall of Fame and Museum, presented by Dinsmore. Celebrating greatness, preserving history, providing inspiration.
Other stations in town have started using AI voices. It's because they're cheap and they think you're stupid. Well, we may think you're stupid, but we don't think you're cheap, damn it. We're live and local with real people. The Fan, Ohio's real human destination.
It's child's play to donate your car, truck, RV, or boat to Ronald McDonald House Charities of Central Ohio. They'll pick it up free of charge, steer you through the paperwork, and a hefty tax deduction rolls your way as you help provide a home away from home for families of seriously ill hospitalized children. For more information about donating your vehicle to Ronald McDonald House Charities, visit rmhc-centralohio.org or call 614-CARS-HELP. That's 614-CARS-HELP.
Are you ready for the ultimate entertainment experience? It's all here, only with Spectrum TV Select. Popular apps are included: Disney Plus, Max, Peacock Premium, Paramount Plus, AMC Plus, and more. And live TV for sports, entertainment, and news. Enjoy across your devices no matter when or where you are. Get Spectrum TV Select and start streaming your favorites today. It's all here. Visit spectrum.com/entertainment. Restrictions apply.
Grown-ups, don't go back to school. Go forward through school into your future as an IT professional. Whether you're starting out, switching careers, or a veteran ready for change, My Computer Career can help you get into IT in just a few short months with no prior experience. So take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Your rewarding career in IT awaits. That's mycomputercareer.edu. An Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including the VA benefits.
When it comes to your roofing, siding, or gutter needs, call Newman Roofing. 614-NEW-ROOF. NewmanRoofing.com.
Sometimes I hear a sparkling sound.
Like when we say, all you have to do is point?
There it is.
That's the sound of magic happening.
Magic like we can come the day you call us? Wow.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
I'm meteorologist Aaron White here with your 10 weather impact forecast for your Sunday. We're tracking mostly cloudy skies, but sunshine for this afternoon and highs in the upper 80s to low 90s. We are also tracking the chance for a shower or thunderstorm here for today. And then as we head into the work week, more sunshine with upper 80s to low 90s here on Monday and Tuesday. And that's a look at your 10 weather impact forecast here on 97.1 The Fan.
If you've recently seen a photo of an older Baker Mayfield fresh off a bender, it's just Bo Bishop. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan. The Fan Calling Show, presented by ESPN Bet at Hollywood Casino Columbus. The show that allows you, the sports fan, to be the star.
Got a couple good comments in the YouTube that we are going to get to here momentarily. But, Nate, you've been hanging on the line here for a little bit. We're going to go to you. Nate, good morning. You're on the Fan Call-In Show. What's happening this morning?
How's it going, gentlemen?
We're doing good, bud. What do you got for us?
Hey, I'm sitting here with me and my son on my birthday. We're about going for breakfast. And
Oh, well, hold on. Where's breakfast?
We're going to try this TJ's on High Street. I heard they have, mimosas here now?
Oh, there we go. Get you a little barnyard buster and a mimosa. There we go.
I love mimosas. And happy birthday also.
Thank you, sir. I think it's going to be Bama and Notre Dame this year. And I think the Heisman is going to be between the two Jeremiahs this year, Jeremiah Love and Jeremiah Smith. And if you don't mind, can I pass it to my 13-year-old so he can tell you who he thinks will win?
Yeah, let's do it.
There you go, Buster.
I think the national championship is going to be Ohio State and Clemson.
Awesome. Good job, buddy.
All right. We need his Heisman pick, too.
Who you got?
Jeremiah Smith.
Oh, I like it.
I like it, too. And listen, both of the Jeremiahs, thanks for the call, Nate and son, by the way. And like Scotty said, hopefully that is a heck of a birthday barnyard buster there. Those are great picks. Like, obviously, Jeremiah Smith, everybody knows who he is. It's hard for a wide receiver to win it. Not a lot of wide receivers in the history of the Heisman have won the Heisman, but man, if anybody has lived up to the hype, it's been Jeremiah Smith. And Jeremiah Love is a guy that, especially with a freshman quarterback, it sounds like at Notre Dame, if they go with C.J. Carr, he'll be vital in taking some of the pressure off of that kid. So Jeremiah Love is a sneaky pick.
Yeah, and let's hook Nate up, Nate and his son, because we got a double call there. I love it. Let's hook them up with a couple passes to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So Nate, we'll get information from Nate, and we'll hook you guys up, and hope you had a great birthday and a great breakfast there. And as far as national champion and Heisman pick, I like it. Look, one of my picks as far as the Heisman Trophy, one of the bets that I've made, and I made it last January, about mid-January last year, right after the national championship. I took Jeremiah Smith at 17-1 to win the Heisman Trophy for this coming year. And my thought was he's going to have that high-profile first game against Texas, right? If Ohio State in 13 days beats Texas, Jeremiah Smith has a big game, then he immediately goes to being one of the absolute favorites to win the Heisman, because going into the year, I don't think there's anybody that you can find that doesn't feel like Jeremiah Smith is the best offensive weapon in the country, right?
Well, I think most people feel he's the best player in the country.
A couple people have put Caleb Downs in there as number one, which we appreciate that as well. But I think, the household name, the talent that he has, I think it's a good bet, even at 11-1, a little bit of a flyer, because week one, he plays well. That 11-1 becomes 6-1.
Want to get a couple of these YouTube chat comments in here. Michigan's punishment. What punishment? Ed Rogers said they should have had a 2-year ban. Donut Fitness, who was a Michigan fan, said that OSU fans literally gaslit themselves for 2 years. Listen to some of the guys that cover the Buckeyes. He said, in fairness, you guys have been reasonable, but I've got relatives crying about it on the OSU side. And listen, I've heard Michigan fans that have been reasonable about this, that are like, yeah, we got this championship, but it's kind of tainted. This isn't the way we want to do it. But most of them have been pretty dug in, like, hey, should have beat us. Didn't really help us anyway. You guys haven't beat us in a long time. And I understand that. And I think if the roles were reversed, Ohio State fans, for the most part, would probably be the same way and pretty unsufferable with all this. The fact of the matter is, they did what they did. They've gotten away with it, and they won a national championship for it.
Yeah, and I said this last hour with Dave Biddle too. Like, this has been going on for so long. Just kind of glad that we're going to get past this at this point. Mm-hmm. And the other thing is, like it's frustrating, but let's look at the sports landscape. All right. We saw the Astros have the cheating scandal and win a World Series. We saw the Patriots have a cheating scandal and win a Super Bowl. We've seen it in college basketball all over the place, right? And put yourself, I guess, in a Michigan fan's shoes. And I hate to do that because, that's frustrating. But if you're as bad in 2020 as Michigan was, and that program was in the dumps, like, they were horrible, and Harbaugh was about to be fired, and it was a mess. And then you find a way to get ahead a little bit, right? And it was breaking the rules and all that stuff that happened, but it got the program from the dumps to a few years later winning a national championship. I think almost every Michigan fan would sign up for exactly what happened.
Absolutely, they would. And I think the thing, also putting myself in a Michigan fan's shoes, and I said this, I think that 23 team probably was the best team in the country. I mean, they beat Washington with Michael Penix, who was really good in that national. They beat Alabama. That was a good Michigan team. And unfortunately, that Michigan team to most people in the country has a stain on it now. And I would hate that because I really think that team was a really, really good team. And now it's got a black eye forever on their mark. One more on the YouTube chat. Craig said he felt the reason Michigan kept Sharon Moore was he was always the guy that was going to be the fall guy for all of this. And I kind of feel that way as well. It's always been that way with Sharon.
Yeah, gosh, that's a great comment right there. And I kind of feel that way, too, because
can't let a Michigan man fall on the sword.
Yeah, I kind of feel that same way. It was like, okay, is he going to succeed here? I think Michigan thought that their penalties were going to be worse than what they ended up being, too, when they promoted him as well. We got Vaughn on the line. We're going to get to him next. We're going to take a quick 2-minute timeout on the Fan Call-In Show and get to more of your calls. The phone lines are open. 614-821-9710. This is the Fan Call-In Show.
Working your way through that honey-do list? That means more flushes, more showers, more fiddling with a thermostat. Trust the pros at the Waterworks with your plumbing and drain cleanings and repairs and all your heating and cooling needs. Our certified pros can repair or replace your furnace or air conditioner. Clogs? Call the Waterworks. Drain cleaning? Call the Waterworks. Plumbing issues? Call the Waterworks. Furnace repairs? Call the Waterworks. The Waterworks. Trusted neighborhood plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling experts.
You ever feel like your money is just lying around? Switch to Huntington Bank, and your money is always doing something.
Like what?
Like automatically pushing more to savings so you can take that trip.
I like trips.
Who doesn't? It even tracks your progress. You're almost there.
Well, I better pack.
And it charts your spending so you know which vacation hat you can afford.
How does it know I like hats?
Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
Attention Columbus foodies. Are you a smoker of mouth-watering chicken wings? Then bring the heat to the Grove City Smokin' Hot Wing and Music Fest, presented by American Nitro. First place wins $1,000, but more importantly, bragging rights. It's all going down Saturday, October 4th with wings, beer, music, and more. Sign up your team today at americannitro.com/wingfest. Don't wait. Spots are filling up smoking fast. Wingfest supports local causes like Southwest Career Academy, Ghosts of War, and Gigi's. Let's wing it for a great cause. Sign your team up today.
At Metal Supermarkets, we're all about getting you and your crew to quit in time sooner. That's why our service is a cut above. You see, no matter the project, we'll get you to the right metal, shape, and grade. Cut to any size, ready real fast. And yeah, we'll deliver, leaving plenty of time for the important things, like opening an ice-cold can of aluminum. Metal Supermarkets, the convenience store for metal.
If you haven't thought about Buckeye football today, I'm sorry to tell you that you're dead. Our condolences. Your home of the Buckeyes, The Fan. Back to the show of the fans, by the fans, and for these crazy fans. The Fan Call-In Show, presented by ESPN Bet at Hollywood Casino Columbus.
It is the show for the people, by the people, the Fan Call-In Show. 614-821-9710 is the number to call in. I believe we gave away both pairs of Hall of Fame tickets already, but we do have some dining credits to the sportsbook, ESPN Sportsbook over at Hollywood Casino, which, by the way, next Sunday, big event going on out there.
Yes, we are going to do a little football combine. And this beautiful idea was hatched, you and me, sitting in the office, like, what can we do to entertain the people?
Oh, I thought you were going to say, what can we do to get out of working?
Oh, well, that too. Yeah, we're sitting in the office and we're screaming about paper football. We're talking about football toss, and people are like, what is going on out of that office? Well, we came up with a brilliant idea for a football combine, and we're going to run it next Sunday at Hollywood Casino in the ESPN Bet Sportsbook, where we're going to do a little football toss. We're going to do a little field goal kicking with the paper football, and we're going to do a little trivia. And we got a Visa gift card we're going to give away to the top score. So join us out there next Sunday. Really, it's all going to start at 1 o'clock as far as the combine goes, but get out there early, and you can even have your fantasy football draft out there.
Yeah, they've got a whole kit set up for you to do your fantasy football draft live at Hollywood Casino in the ESPN Sportsbook. So come on out and check that out, and maybe get your fantasy draft. Let's head back out to those phone lines again. 614-821-9710 is the number to call. That's what Vaughn did. Vaughn, good morning. You're on the Fan Call-In Show. Hey, Vaughn, are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
We got you. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I just have to call in. Usually I just like to listen. I'm at work, so the connection might be a little shoddy, but I cannot let you get away with keep saying that Michigan was the best team in 2023. That was your Georgia Bulldogs, who were hosed by the College Football Playoff Committee, one of the last few teams to be hosed by the College Football Playoff Committee. We did lose to Alabama in a very close SEC championship game after being undefeated for 2 seasons. Just have to remind everybody who Michigan got to avoid because the committee was horrible for so long.
Well, Vaughn, hold, real quick, I just want to talk to you a little bit about this because obviously the Buckeyes benefited from an expanded playoff last year. If it was just a 4-team playoff last year, Ohio State would not have been in. And again, I don't remember that Georgia year specifically like I do Ohio State last year, but they lost to Alabama. To me, I will always say I don't think there was any doubt Ohio State and Oregon, to me last year, were the best 2 teams in college football. But Ohio State did not play like that until after they lost to Michigan. So if Ohio State would not have had a shot at a national championship last year, that would not have bothered me because I didn't feel they deserved it. Did you think Georgia deserved it? You're saying Georgia got hosed. Do you think they deserved to play for a national championship that year?
I believe if you go undefeated for 2 seasons in a row and then win all of your regular seasons games and lose in the SEC championships, you should be in the college football playoff. I think everybody agreed, which is why we got to 12. But it was just so horrible seeing a lot of teams, especially Georgia. We kept losing to Bama in the SEC championship, and we kept getting left out of the 4-team playoff. I do think they deserved it. Had the best defense. Brock Bowers was coming back from injury. We see what he's doing with the Raiders. McConkey was coming back from injury. We see what he's doing with the Chargers. That was the three-peat that is never to be.
I'm with Vaughn, actually, because I remember I had a futures bet on Georgia to win that national championship. And I believe if there was a playoff that year, you're probably looking at Georgia as the best team. But Michigan did benefit not having to face what I think was the best team that year. And I agree with Vaughn that Georgia was great that year.
I like that call from Vaughn. Can we give him a dining credit to the ESPN Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino? Let's go ahead and do that because I enjoy that call in the debate a little bit. And I've heard other people say that too, that Georgia would have beat Michigan that year. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's football math. It's a weird science. I just know that Alabama beat Georgia, then Michigan beat Alabama, but you never know if those two would have been on the field together.
Well, that Michigan-Alabama game came down to the very end, right? And that Georgia team was stacked, right? It was a fantastic Georgia team, and I do think that they probably would have been a favorite had it been that they met on a neutral field of Georgia versus Michigan that year. We talk about playoff expansion, and one of the topics that I can't wait to get into with you for a minute here is that the Big Ten is floating out this idea of this 24 to 28 team playoff. And this has just kind of been floated within the last day or two. And it made me chuckle because there's all kinds of talk. We have just expanded from 4 to 12. I love 12. I as soon as it was announced 12 and the format of 12, I was excited about it. And then, you have 1 year where it's 12 and it's like, oh, we got to find a way to get to 16 because we need more money. Well, now the Big Ten is floating out 24 to 28 teams, and they're floating out that there'd be 7 automatic qualifiers from the Big Ten, 7 automatic qualifiers from the SEC, 5 from the Big 12, 5 from the ACC, and we get to a point where we have 20 home college football playoff games. Now, my opinion on this is that this idea is being floated out there just as a kind of a negotiation tactic by the Big Ten. The Big Ten wants 16 teams, and they want play-in games with 4 automatic berths out of the Big Ten. I think throwing out these crazy ideas is probably a way of showing, hey, we have the ability to maybe throw out other crazy ideas so that we can get back to this 16 idea with the 4 automatic qualifiers. Your thoughts?
I'm just looking right now because I heard Nate do this with you guys on the money, and he said the 7th place team in the Big Ten last year
was Michigan.
7-5 in Michigan, correct?
That's correct. By the way, the 5th place team, I think in the ACC was like Georgia Tech, who was like 6-6.
So I was about to pull that up, but I'm pulling up right now the Big 12. So you had Baylor, TCU, and Texas Tech tied for that for the 5th place spot in the Big 12. So you have 8-5, 9-4, 8-5. So I don't know what their record was in the regular season. I don't have their bowl game in front of me. But does anybody think that Baylor, TCU, or Texas Tech could have sniffed a national championship last year?
No.
So what are we doing then? Like, I don't understand it. And I get, like, we are going to watch. But can we stop with this? Like we just talked about last year, Ohio State underperformed in the regular season. Like, I'm a fan of Ohio State. I want them to win every game, but I don't think any of us can say they didn't underperform all year, even in games they won. We were like, what is this team doing? And then, of course, that game against Michigan is one of the most inexplicable Ohio State losses I've ever seen. Now, when they got to the playoffs, they turned it on, and they played like maybe no Ohio State team I've ever seen. That first half of the Rose Bowl is still like one of those ones that baffles me, but baffles me in a good way because it's like, I can't believe how good this team is playing right now. I mean, they were just clicking on all cylinders, and it's what we wanted to see all year long. But if Ohio State, and listen, I love that they won the national championship, but I also, there's part of me in college football that feels they didn't deserve to be playing for it. Because I want you to win your games in the regular season. I want you to play to your ability. Now, I know the rules changed, and 12 teams got in. Ohio State should have been one of those. But again, the thing to me is last year when the season started, you were like Ohio State, Oregon, Georgia, Texas. I think for the most part, everybody is like, those are the four teams.
Bama too, probably.
Maybe Bama, but those were like the four teams that you... And when we started the playoff, most people were like, who can win this thing? Ohio State, Oregon, Georgia, Texas. And maybe not even Georgia at that point because they lost their quarterback. Yeah. So college football is different than the NFL. Like the difference between 1 and 32 in the NFL is not as great as 1 and 15 to me in college football.
Well,
so I hate it. I don't like it.
I love 12. Like, I think the 12-team playoff is the perfect number. I really do. 16, I think, is a little too much. I like the format of, okay, you got 4 teams that get a bye. 4 teams earn a bye. If you're in the top 4, you do that. If you're in the top 8, you earn the home game. So if you're 5 through 8, you earn an actual home game, which is great. And that to me is enough excitement for the regular season. You get to 16, I think that's too many. The 24 idea, and again, this was floated by the Big Ten in the last couple days, and it's between floating a 24-team playoff and a 28-team playoff. I will say this. The FCS playoff is 24 teams. So it's not like completely out of this world of having a 24-team playoff because the FCS does do it.
Let's head back out to those phone lines. Again, the number 614-821-9710. Let's go to Jeremiah. He wants to talk some expanded playoffs. Good morning, Jeremiah.
Good morning. How you guys doing today?
We're doing good, bud. How are you?
Just great. As soon as the humidity drops.
I understand that. What do you got?
We're talking about, you just talked about the teams that, if we expand the playoffs and go to a 24, the Baylors, the TCUs, the Georgia Techs of the world, they're never going to win a national championship, and we know that. But basically, we're getting into the same thing as we get in with March Madness. You're looking at your last, bottom 20 teams out of the 68. We know they're never going to win, but you know what? They're getting in. It gives their fan base something to talk about. And then, maybe it'll expand their fan base by, 100,000 because, hey, we're in the playoffs and, make it exciting for that program.
You know what's funny, Jeremiah, is actually in March Madness, you could probably take about 60 of the 68 teams and say they have no shot at winning it all. Like, I mean, truly, we almost always see a 1 or a 2 seed that actually wins the whole thing. So I'm kind of right there with you. Like, I get the excitement for additional fan bases. I just feel like the problem is, and we read off those teams, you're going to see a 6-5 ACC team or a 6-6, I guess, ACC team. I would rather keep the conference championship games, keep that weekend, than deal with watching 6-6 playoff football.
I agree. And listen, the NCAA tournament, it's exciting. It's one of my favorite times of the year. It's probably the worst way to crown a champion, though. Right?
A one and done.
And I know football, like, you can't do a series in football. So you have the game and you have a playoff, whatever. But honestly, the NCAA tournament, it's exciting as hell, but it's probably not the most true way to crown a champion.
Well, before the show started, you came in and I was trying to get your blood boiling a little bit. And so I brought up this 24-28 team playoff. And you made a comment that is absolutely dead on. It's really all about the money. Right. It is in the Big Ten is wanting to get as many opportunities to offer up television games, television events. And that's what a 24 or a 28 team playoff does, is it offers up so much more TV inventory. Right. And that's what they're trying to do. And why? Because they can make more money.
And listen, I give the Big Ten credit for that. Right. Like, they have decided this is the path we want to go on. This is what we're going to do. And Tony Petitti, what's his background? His background is as a TV executive. So he wants to make as many TV shows as possible, and he wants to make as much money as possible for the Big Ten Conference. And that's probably not a bad thing, right? The other thing they want, and I believe this is because the Big Ten wants those big marquee games like Ohio State and Texas, because they can get money from those. The TV partners want to pay for those. They want to take this out of the hands of a committee. They don't want humans picking. They want it to try to be as equal as possible, make sure we're guaranteed this much, because I think they do want to play these games, and they want the money from these games. You and I have talked about this, and I believe you want to take a committee out of it, and you want to get the best teams. Let's go back to a BCS formula to find the best 12 or 16 teams that it is. Maybe there were issues with the BCS when you were just picking 2 teams, but I think that computerized formula will probably be pretty good when you're going to 12 or 16 teams.
Yeah, I'm kind of there with you, because I like the selection committee idea is annoying, right? Where you give so much power to a selection committee. And let's look at last year, right? You look at last year's 12-team playoff, and it had flaws. It had major flaws in how it was designed, because we saw an Arizona State team get a bye. We saw a Boise State team get a bye. There were major flaws with that, right? So, like, as far as fixing this playoff, I like the 12-team idea. I think that we're on the right track as far as they got rid of the idea of you have to be a conference champ to get the bye. And so I think let's see how this 12-team plays out this year with fixing the flaw from year 1 to year 2. I'd like to see this 12 teams stick around for a while. I don't think we need to keep jumping at more expansion.
Well, we know that they're going to.
Money.
It's going to go to 16 because that means more money from the TV partners. And listen, in college athletics nowadays, you're paying players and NIL, you got to get as much money as possible. 614-821-9710 is the number. We have got a line open for you. One more segment of the Fan Call-In Show, and it's next on The Fan.
Whatever you're doing right now, just know that Bo Bishop is enjoying a sip of bourbon. Even if this promo is playing in the morning, no judgment.
Ah, sweet morning drinking.
The Fan. Get Eco.
ECO. Hey, Aaron, I've been thinking.
You came up with a new invention?
No, I've been pondering a problem.
Is it anything I can help you with?
I'm not sure.
Tell me.
I've been thinking about our scuba diving plumbers.
Get Eco.
ECO. They dive right in and fix the problem.
That's the problem.
You lost me.
The problem with being extremely good at something is that you make it look easy.
You're worried that people think plumbing is easy?
Well, our extremely very good plumbers sure make it look easy.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Don't worry, Jerry. Sooner or later, most people try to fix their own plumbing problem.
I can testify to that.
Jerry, did you try to fix it yourself?
Yeah.
Don't give it another thought, buddy. I'll send somebody over right now.
Get Eco.
ECO.
You're a real friend, Aaron.
Eco scuba diving plumbers, genius electricians, and you can always trust our HVAC technicians.
GetEco.com.
Attention Columbus foodies. Are you a smoker of mouth-watering chicken wings? Then bring the heat to the Grove City Smokin' Hot Wing and Music Fest, presented by American Nitro. First place wins $1,000, but more importantly, bragging rights. It's all going down Saturday, October 4th with wings, beer, music, and more. Sign up your team today at americannitro.com/wingfest. Don't wait. Spots are filling up smoking fast. Wingfest supports local causes like Southwest Career Academy, Ghosts of War, and Gigi's. Let's wing it for a great cause. Sign your team up today.
Hi, I'm Rick Germain, and it's the Toyota National Sales Event all month long at Toyota West. With over 600 new and pre-owned vehicles available, Toyota West at I-270 and Georgesville Road has the car you're looking for. And right now at Toyota West, take advantage of no payments for 90 days, and every pre-owned vehicle comes with a 72-hour exchange policy plus a 3-month warranty for qualified vehicles. Come see us at the Germain Auto Mall on Georgesville Road or get started today at ToyotaWest.com. No payments for 90 days. Deferred payment. Interest accrued at time of inception with approved credit. Expires 8/31.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Runyon from Runyon Dental Group. Are you missing teeth or do you have uncomfortable dentures? Dental implants can not only transform your smile, they can restore your confidence and allow you to eat those foods you love that you've been missing. When I was in my early 30s, I was in a similar situation needing complex dental work and dental implants. I understand all the emotions that you're feeling because I've been the patient and I know that we can help you. Schedule a free consultation today at runyondentalgroup.com. That's runyondentalgroup.com.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Save big on eggs. Right now, 18-count cartons of large grade A Kroger brand eggs are on sale for just $3.49 each with your digital coupon. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
It's hot out. Stay in the house and cool yourself with the sweet sounds of The Fan. You can watch on YouTube or tell your smart speaker to play 97.1 The Fan. It's the equivalent of putting ice cubes down your pants. All right! The Fan.
Burnt out, foggy, running on caffeine and willpower? It's time for a reset. Hydrate Me Med Spa brings next-level wellness to Central Ohio with medical-grade IV drips, NAD Plus for brain and energy support, and ozone therapy to detox at the cellular level. This isn't just self-care, it's a system upgrade. Feel sharper, sleep deeper, perform better. Now open in Dublin, Grandview, New Albany, and Granville. Book your drip at hydratememedspa.com.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to My Computer Career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 and monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
All your Your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Ever want to be a radio star? It's all about the radio. Or at least hear your voice on the air?
The radio's all yours now.
This is the show for you. This is the Fan Call-In Show, presented by ESPN Bet at Hollywood Casino Columbus.
Final segment of this week's call-in show. Thanks to everybody who has called in so far or chimed in over on the YouTube chat. Let's get our final call of the day. That will be Dylan. Hey, Dylan, good morning. Thanks for calling the Fan Call-In Show.
Morning. Thanks for taking my call.
Absolutely.
The only comment I wanted to make regarding, the NCAA basketball tournament is how often do, one of those best teams win it? I think at the end of the day, you want to look at the best team winning the NCAA tournament, regardless if there's even 72 teams or 76. That's all I had. Thanks.
Thanks for the call, Dylan. And listen, a lot of times the best team does win in the NCAA tournament, but not always, right, Scotty? I mean, we've had heck, what was it, an 8 seed win the NCAA tournament before. We've had 5 seeds win it, 4 seeds. So you're right. A lot of times it is one of the bigger blue blood programs that wins it, but not always.
Not always. But let's look at the last 6 national champs. Like Florida, 36-4. They were the best team this last year. UConn back-to-back years. Yeah. Great UConn teams won it all. Kansas the year before that won it all at 34-6. You had Baylor 28-2, win it in 21, and then you had Virginia, who was 35-3 in 2019, 2018. You could go back Villanova. It's been a long time since we've seen a team that wasn't great win the college basketball national championship. So, honestly, even in the one-and-done tournament, we're still seeing generally the best or one of the best teams win it.
Yeah, I think so. And I think that's my argument with the college football playoff is usually, and maybe this year is a little different, because you have so much turnover at the quarterback spot with some of the teams ranked really high. So maybe there's more than last year where you were like, well, these 4 or 5 teams are the best in the country. But usually in college football, we go into it and we're like, it's out of these 4, and a lot of times it's one of those 4. So what do we need to expand it for other than the money and the drama? And listen, we love to watch football, and the numbers for the college football playoff were down a little bit last year, but still a lot of people are watching.
Well, okay, so you bring up college football, how many teams can actually win the national championship? Generally, in recent history, I think it's 9 out of the last 10 years, the national champion has had single-digit odds heading into the season. Okay, and so here's your teams with single-digit odds. You have Ohio State plus 550, Texas plus 550. You have Georgia, Penn State, and Alabama is actually now that they must have just moved up into the single digit odds. But those are your 5 teams, and then you got Clemson right there at 10-1. How many teams going into this year do you believe really have a shot to actually win it all? I would say 6. Probably the 6 that we just read: Ohio State, Texas, Georgia, Penn State, Alabama, Clemson. I don't think I could get there. I don't see Notre Dame winning it all. I don't see Oregon winning it all. I don't see LSU winning it all. So to me, maybe 6.
Yeah, that's probably about right. I was trying to think about that, like OSU and Texas and Georgia and Bama. And Bama has named their starter in Ty Simpson. We just don't know what he is, right? We don't know what we're going to get from the quarterback play from those 4 schools. With Clemson and Penn State, you've got a ton of returning production, and you have 2 returning quarterbacks there as well. With Penn State, if Penn State had Dabo Swinney as head coach, or if they had Kirby Smart as their head coach, I think everybody would be putting money on Penn State, and I think they would be like a 3-1 favorite probably to win the national championship. All the questions about Penn State are really about James Franklin. There are some that have questions about Drew Aller and whether he's good enough at the quarterback position, but most of the questions, most of the questions on Penn State are James Franklin centric.
100%. And you got to wonder though, with the new coordinators, right, for Penn State, and having Jim Knowles, who's just his defense and won a national championship at Ohio State, and how much will that change things for James Franklin? We had these same questions about Ryan Day last year, right? Could he actually get it done
similar.
and win it all? It is so similar, this Penn State team, to what Ohio State last year, because Ohio State had two great running backs going in, and Penn State has two great running backs going into this coming year. And that's why my one big preseason bet on a team to win it all is Penn State at 8-1. That's the one national championship bet that I've made so far. And I've gotten booed 3 times by Nate for that.
Listen,
pick.
It makes sense, right? I don't think they are nearly as talented as Ohio State was last year. I don't think they have the wide receiver talent that Ohio State does. I don't know if Drew Allers is good as Will Howard was at the quarterback spot. I just don't know. I also don't know if the Penn State secondary is as good as what Ohio State had, but it makes a lot of sense. They have a lot of, and for those same reasons, that's why I have thought Clemson has the best shot at the national championship. A quarterback that put up the numbers Klubnik did last year, the second best receiver room in the country behind Ohio State, 2 first-round picks on their defensive line, 82% of their production back, and a head coach that's done it before.
You know what I love? In 13 days, we're going to get so many answers, right? Because obviously you have Ohio State and Texas, but you also have that LSU-Clemson game. So you're going to learn a ton about 4 of the top 6 to 8 teams in the country just on week 1, that first Saturday.
Thanks again to everybody that called in, chimed in on the YouTube chat. Scotty, I will see you tomorrow morning.
Let's go. You better bring that big driver.
I am ready for that. Fan Sports Sunday with myself and Cole Bartimus next on The Fan.
During this 10-second promo, Rothman will lose money gambling on something.
People like you come here and blow the family nest egg that built this town.
Rothman and Ice.
Weekdays from noon to 3.
The Fan.
Common Man and Timmy here for the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino.
Mikey, it's time for the ultimate fan experience. You could win tickets to the big home team game.
Legal?
Oh, legal.
Oh, illegal.
Legal. Against a team that wears orange on August 30th.
It all goes down Thursday, August 28th from 6 to 7. All you have to do is use your Penn Play card or the Penn Play app during the month of August.
And you can win a bunch of other prizes as well. The more you play, the more opportunities you have to win.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, gambler.
Matty Ice here for McDaniel GM Superstore in Marion. I recently brought a brand new Chevy Trax from McDaniel GM Superstore. It was by far the best car purchase I have ever made. And right now, you can get a 2025 Trax at McDaniel GM Superstore for as low as $20,995. They will treat you like family, just like they treated me like family. They're just a short drive north off Route 23 in Marion, or you can visit McDanielGMSuperstore.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
You know that project you've been working on? Just chipping away at it, dreaming of the day you get to show it off? Then, when you're least expecting it, cancer. And finishing that project actually happens. I would know. I've been restoring this car for years, and today I'm giving it to my granddaughter. It's her 16th birthday and 2 years since my cancer diagnosis.
Mom, you finished it?
Happy birthday, boo-boo. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans to learn more.
At Dick's Sporting Goods, we have always believed sport has the power to change lives. Community happens here. Change happens here. Sport happens here. Introducing the all-new Dick's House of Sport, bringing new experiences, new services, and unrivaled selection from the top brands to a new place Polaris can call home. Featuring a rock wall, a HitTrax multi-sport cage, and 3 golf hitting bays. Dick's House of Sport, now open at Polaris Fashion Place.
This is This Date in Reds Baseball with team historian Greg Rhodes.
The Reds played the Mets in New York on this August 17th in 1973 and won the game when pinch hitter Hal King hit a home run in the 10th inning. But there was another home run in that game that made history, as it turned out, and that home run was hit by Willie Mays, and it proved to be the final home run in Mays' long career. It came in the 4th inning off Reds starter Don Gullett and was number 660 for Willie. At age 42, Mays was definitely slowing down, He only appeared in 12 more games that season, and that home run off Gullett proved to be his last. 660 home runs for the Say-Hey Kid. His final home run against the Reds this August 17, 1973. This date in Reds baseball.
This Date in Reds Baseball is brought to you by the Cincinnati Reds Hall of Fame and Museum, presented by Dinsmore. Celebrating greatness, preserving history, providing inspiration.